Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we're going to be doing a retest of the Off-Grid Tools Survival Axe Elite by Innovation Factory. So stick with me. Welcome back everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we're doing a retest of the Survival Axe Elite by Innovation Factory. For those of you who follow me on social media and watch my videos regularly, you will have seen the Battle Box episode where we got the initial Off-Grid Tools Survival Axe Elite. And then we decided to give it an individual thorough test and review. And in that test, we had quite a few astonishing discoveries. Now, I wanted to be clear. Overall, I think the tool is a very good concept. Now keep in mind, I pre-ordered this tool myself when I saw it on Kickstarter about 10-11 months ago now. And as soon as I got it on BattleBox, I was really excited because at least I got to touch it before mine came in. But there was two issues that gave me cause for concern, and I thought they could be catastrophic issues and failures for the end user, considering the fact they're calling this Elite Survival Axe Off-Grid Tools. They're putting all these very big power statements in this tool's label. It definitely needs to be able to hold up to the hype. Now, in those original set of videos, we actually got to go to a Fire Academy training facility, and we got to work with my good friend who's also a subscriber who is a fire captain at the fire department here in San Antonio. Now, when we took this thing through a gamut of testing of egress and survival applications, from cutting seatbelts, breaking glass, basically breaking into walls, vehicles, and everything like that, this thing actually overall held up pretty darn good. And like I said, there's only two issues that I had with it. I was concerned that the original claw on this hammer were a little too thin. And as you see, when we did some testing with it to basically simulate smashing through a home, drywall, brick, cement, anything like that, if you need to escape a building, the glass punch, seatbelt cutter, everything else worked fine. However, one of the other issues was the fact that the sawzall blade couldn't lock. That thing initiated, but you could just close it right on impact, and that was a safety concern. Over the next couple months, we actually worked with Marvin of Innovation Factory to work on a redesign. Now, I had nothing to do with the improvement or redesign on the locking mechanism. I just had design input for the hammer claw. And they went through and made this thing much, much, much thicker and a far more substantial tool. Now, this particular one is what we call a finalized rough draft, which you could call my replacement for the broken one from the BattleBox video. And this is the improved saw blade. And as you can see, you actually have to, they fixed the locking mechanism so it does not close. It's much, much more secure, and I'm very, very excited. And I want to show you the hammer claw side by side to another replica they sent in. Now, as you can see, the original claw design is very thin and brittle, and if it impacts anything hard, even if it's a brittle substance like cement and bricks, because you have to admit they are a really hard substance, they're very good building materials, but they are brittle. If they have too much of an impact or a blunt force trauma, they will crack and splinter and break, which is why a lot of companies reinforce them with other materials and such and so. But anyway, this claw was really, really thin, and that's where we had the breaking point. So I made a suggestion to have a more robust and softer angle in this area, but we still needed to make sure all the tools surrounding it still worked as they were supposed to. But we just made the nail prise section just a little bit shorter, and we made it thicker and more robust so it could handle those impacts if you're using this tool in an emergency egress situation. Now, this is actually my pre-order that finally came in. This is the finalized version. after we did testing for this for a couple weeks and made sure for our standards it would pass, we gave them the thumbs up and the green light saying, okay, it passed our test. And something I really want to stress to you guys is this company saw the video and was concerned. They weren't concerned, oh crap, we're going to lose money and lose customers, what a jerk. They go, oh my gosh, I can't believe he found a failure. We really want to make sure that this off-grid tool, this elite survival system that we're trying to build actually holds up. And they scrapped over 1,500 models, which I want you guys to understand, that's an extraordinarily expensive endeavor for them to scrap all that material and basically redo everything and go through a redesign for several months. I mean, my test impacted this company for several months, and I will take that responsibility very, very, very strongly due to the fact that being a jerk off and really just trying to bash a company is not what we're about. We want to be able to test the wheat from the chaff and really provide you guys with excellent tools. And lucky for me, because this is an American-made company, this is an American-based company, they really want to make sure that the stuff they're pushing out and sending to you guys is going to work when you need it. Now, the other complaint that a lot of people had is, and this was BattleBox subscribers, pre-order people, there wasn't a mask that came with them. I didn't have a mask on mine. It didn't come with it anything at all. However, Off-Grid Tools saw this, and that's not even something I mentioned, and they have a Cordura nylon mask. You can use this for belt carry. You can strap this to a MOLLE compatible strapping if you need to. But if you want something a little bit nicer, they do have some really nice heavy stainless steel riveted leather sheath, which is the mask I have on my pre-order. And something that a lot of people will say is they will call it gimmicky. They say when you start trading out tools to supplement other tools and you try to make a, a combo tool, things typically don't turn out really well. But my argument, I guess, would be like a Leatherman multi-tool. That thing has between 12 to 19 different tools that has to roll into one and work well in unison. Is it as good as a standalone independent tool? No, but it's a really good, useful tool that works when you need it in a pinch and it's convenient to carry. So for the sake of just arguing to argue, because I guess I'm an argumentative person, we have this tool as a standalone. And we're just going to compare it to, I would say, the three main tools people would use this for most often. Now, I'm not saying they wouldn't ever use any of the other tools if they find the tool, they need it, and it's right there in front of them. But for most people, they'll use it as an axe or a hatchet with the blade. Now, will it be as good as a standalone small hatchet? Absolutely not. They also have the Sawzall blade that's built into the handle that has the improved and new locking mechanism. That replaces something like this. Is it as good as a Baco, a Corona, anything like? Absolutely not. But it's still something that is useful in a pinch. This is a backup emergency tool. We have the full-blown hammer and a pry bar right there. So we have a full-on hammer. This is a cheap, crappy Walmart hammer. But this is what I'm trying to get at. To be able to have the full-fledged version of this in an emergency kit, when you start stacking up all these individual tools, you start having the concern of weight. Now, if you don't have a problem carrying 15 to 20 tools that will really start weighing you down and weighing 15 to 20 pounds, by all means, go for it and rock it if that makes you feel more comfortable. But for people who want a tool that'll work, that will drastically drop their weight but be an extremely usable, useful item, that's where something like this or a multi-tool, things like that, come into play. All in all, I said all that to say this. We had an initial failure. The company recognized it, worked with me and the other manufacturer to fix these problems, the two big ones, and also address some customer concerns about a good mask for these tools. So we have three major improvements that provide a convenience factor and an overall higher functionality level for a tool like this. And I really appreciate that an American company went out of their way, showed integrity, and fixed the issue. But that's just about it for now. And if you enjoyed the retest and review of the new Off-Grid Tool Survival X Elite, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that's just about it for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.